And honestly, I look at this character and I'm just concerned that her uncooked Pizza Express dough balls are going to fly up during combat, crushing her gorget into her neck and causing her to be strangled by her own breasts. Jill, we haven't had an Armour review in ages. And it's true, that short about AI Armour on YouTube, where everything about it is fake, barely counts. I mean, just stab me now. Not just because you couldn't breathe, but because you would be physically incapable of putting it on. What I need to do is ease back into it with something that is obviously, intentionally, joyfully daft. And I've just been sent the perfect thing. Look at this thumbnail. How could I possibly resist? It's the summer holidays. I might be interrupted by a child or possibly a kitten trying to eat my feet at any possible moment. But there are 5 tiers. The top one is I'd wear it, the bottom one is just stab me now, and frankly you can read the ones in the middle because we don't have time for that. There's also not actually armor for when things aren't. This video clip is 3 minutes and 4 seconds and has 9 characters in it. Let's go. Ah, some armor. Okay. It's thumbnail girl. She's wearing a metal fascinator because helmets in dungeons are so last century. Protecting your head and chest, obviously incorrect. Now, we're going to ignore the elephants in the room for a moment, but trust me, we'll be back. That is a huge sword. Her armor also has no back whatsoever. Her back is just bare skin and a crossover strap to tie on that corset thing at the front, I suppose. The fabric seems to be latex, because of course I'm sure that's very comfortable and stretchy to run around in. I suppose it does at least give you somewhere to anchor your armor pieces to, so it's better than wearing nothing. The heels are too high even for cavalry, really. Alright, I have to ask, because I'm not even into women a little bit, and so my judgment may be incorrect here, but is it just me? Or are Hilda's boobs the least appealing rack you've ever had presented to you as attractive? Self-evidently, she's designed like this for sex appeal. She's got a very youthful, pretty face, a very defined hourglass figure, high heels, tight catsuit underneath the armor. She's extremely generously emboobined. So why do her boobs look like uncooked dough? Because I would think to find boobs attractive, they would need to, 1, look like boobs, and 2, seem like they're firmly attached to the person owning them. And honestly, I look at this character and I'm just concerned that her uncooked Pizza Express dough balls are going to fly up during combat, crushing her gorget into her neck and causing her to be strangled by her own breasts. Which honestly is just not the way to go. Just stab me now, Hilda, but I'm sure you knew that. Eye patch man Urud also likes chafing, or so I must conclude. Why else would we wear a tank top and then attach to it overly thick, look at them, they look like they're made of craft foam, pauldrons to his bare arms with leather straps. Also, he's an archer and he's wearing a vambrace. So vambrace, at least as the term is commonly used, is for a piece of armor that protects your lower arm, sort of elbow to wrist kind of thing. And a vambrace specifically covers at least the outside of the arm, and sometimes the inside as well. The point of the vambrace is to stop you from getting your arm chopped off, and that's fine, but this guy is wearing the kind that protects the outside and then has straps that go across the inside. This would be a perfectly acceptable choice if he weren't an archer, but he is, so what he needs is a bracer which protects the inside of your arm from the bowstring skipping on it. If you snap the bowstring against the bracer on the way through, it's smooth, so the bowstring slides off and your arm is protected. My experience of archery is extremely limited, but I did ask my patrons and channel members in the early access version of this video. If you have a whole mess of buckles on here, surely that's not a great idea when you're shooting a bow. That seems like it would degrade the string. And they came back to me with the following observations. Archery-wise, the limbs of the bow don't move, and that's a bigger sin than the armor. That guy is a poor archer. He arched his back far too much, and his elbow is jutting down, so the string will definitely strike the inside of his arm needlessly. And on the question of his vambrace, not only will the straps catch the string and make your arm sore, but it's absolutely terrible for accuracy. If the string hits anything during the shot, it'll throw your aim off. Worst case, the string jams and/or breaks. Actually, no, strike that. Worst case, the string catches and your bow breaks. Bottom line, very bad idea. See also all of the gubbins on his chest here. There are a couple of pieces on here where I think maybe that's kind of meant to be like a chest guard, but if you're shooting a bow with your left hand, you're supposed to have the chest guard on your left-hand side. And that one's definitely not. and this one just looks like you're going to get your bowstring caught in it more easily, not less. Look at all this tat. Nah, mate. I get the lower leg protection. You never know what you might run into in a dungeon, and even the vambraces in principle, but a wing and a prayer, chest pieces, and no helmet, everything on here is going to impede your shooting, not assist it. None of his bits are actively hanging out, so I guess could be worse. Nave is clearly the adorable nerd girl because she has big round glasses. And for a second I thought I was going to get somewhat basic fetishy fantasy wear, but no, look at these giant slabs of metal. This is clearly meant to be armor. A lot of strikes do come from above, and I suppose at least it's covering some of her chest and neck. Can't see her shoes, but could be worse. Oh hey, this lady gets trousers. And a face mask, but no helmet. But I really can't get over that metal corset. That spike between your boobs just seems to be a recipe for disaster. And how can you twist in it? Oh, and high heels, obviously. Obviously with the high heels. Couldn't see Nave's feet, but is she wearing high heels? Because I might have to downgrade her if so. Just stab me now, Rio, but less egregiously than Hilda. Okay, we have another man. He's either very blonde or he's glowing from within. Could be both. Also, he has a shield. We love a shield. Yep, definitely both. He's not wearing a helmet, obviously. Apparently no one here wears a helmet. Okay. And he does have those stupidly big pauldrons with big gaps in them where you could catch a sword and direct it towards your unprotected head. But frankly, compared to the rest of this shower of nonsensical sex appeal, clad absolute chad in the armor department. A pretty good for you, sir. And we do love a shield. Oh, look, a sexy nun. Just stab me now. Nah, but really she's not actually wearing any protective clothing at all, and so fall squarely into the not actually armor category. Thanks for that, Renee. I don't know why you've chosen to wear zero protective clothing in a dungeon, and also stripper heels, but frankly, that's your lookout. Next up is Baron, and he decided to go hard or go home. He's gone for a metal mask, which fine if you want to, but why not just extend it over your skull and then you would have a helmet and be so much better off than all of these other people. But his very manly abs are now on display for the whole dungeon to see, in spite of the fact that he has covered many other areas of his body with random chunks of metal. Much barbarian, very scary. Just stab me now. Now, I was going to say that Shinobu, the shinobi, had a really cool red and black outfit. I like the color scheme. But her entire posterior is hanging out. Girl, how are you going to sit down? You're going to get splinters. I don't think those fishnets are going to protect you. Got a couple of leather-looking vambraces on the forearms, but overall I think we're gonna have to go with not actually armor here. They do seem more decorative, really, than anything else. No, excellent. Someone else's butt cheeks. I mean, what else would you be playing this for? Boobs that look like dough balls, manly purple abs, and of course, butt cheeks. Who's this? Oh, it's Discount Chun-Li. Leanne. I was joking about Discount Chun-Li. You didn't have to name her after Chun-Li. Discount Chun-Li, aka Leanne here, is also probably a not actually armor because, well, she's got a little spolder and she's got a random little metal piece there, but I don't think these really count. Theoretically, this tiny piece of metal on her chest could be an attempt at some kind of chest protection for her archery, but nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I got my bowstring caught in the chest protector is the opposite of the plan. Alright, that was fun. I have been told that K-pop Demon Hunters has a bunch of cool outfits, but most of them probably don't count as armor. However, if there are any that you think might count as armor, maybe, you should definitely send them my way, because that's vaguely topical, and people might enjoy that. I don't have Netflix, so I haven't seen it, but I hear it's good. If you'd like to see some of my older armor reviews, please, by all means. I will see you there. Just quickly for book people, the hardback edition of Just Stab Me Now is coming out on the 6th of October, and pre-orders are now open. Yes! Audiobook is on Patreon and Audible. Don't ask about the other places. It has been 50 days, and I'm still arguing with customer service.